Good morning, everyone. This is the review retro for Sprint 10 and the forecast for Sprint 11 of TinaCloud TinaCMS projects. During the sprint goal for Sprint 10 was to improve understanding of the system through better documentation. However, the onboarding documentation was not completed due to other priorities. This was a 1-week sprint. Attendees as listed. TinaCloud, there were 99.2 hours build from Brooke, myself, Matt, and Kelly. For TinaCMS, there were 64 hours build from Jack and Ben. In terms of the work conducted, completed the work for creating folders within the UI. The README was updated. Support was provided in Discord. And a spike was conducted into an issue with the SSO where the authentication appeared to be approved based on case sensitivity. Turned out that that was not the case. Rather, it was an issue with regards to the way that the accounts were being created and handled through SSOs. We have created additional PBIs to complete the work to rectify those issues. Further work was also conducted to add tests to forms. However, this work is currently being blocked due to a build issue in the main pipeline of TinaCMS, which is currently under investigation. There was also some work conducted in investigating why repo admin privileges were required for certain actions. As stated before, work on ensuring to rectify the issues that we'd seen with the SSO accounts. We are now in the process of ensuring that users, when they have an SSO account, that they actually use it. And there's also an item on the backlog for investigating or for transferring Tina to use next.js app router. Adam, are there any questions before we move on from this list of items?
That second last one, is that related to the spike?
Yes, that fell out of this spike.
Oh, okay. Is SSW the only one who have had problems with this case sensitivity? All right. Okay.
But we kind of based off, so we had a meeting with Kelly last week, based off our understanding of how invites work. I wouldn't recommend sharing it with anyone else until we solve the issue.
Oh, okay. So it's not based on our environment. Other people would have the same problem.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's great.
As for so we still do not have a burn down chart. We had additional work found with regards to the spike for the SSOs, as well as the investigation into the build pipeline. We do not have code coverage figures. In terms of production deployments, we had one release for TinaCloud, but that was triggered by the upgrade for the README. There were no releases for TinaCMS. In terms of application health overview, accounts created decreased from 177 to 169. The trend of organizations created over the last 30 days remains flat. In terms of clones of the TinaCMS repository, there are some fluctuations, but the trend is broadly flat. In terms of visitors, we are seeing an increase. In terms of clones of the TinaCloud starter, we had a spike on the 18th, but it has since flattened out. We did not do any experimental work. In terms of what went well, Matt mentioned the call with Kelly regarding authentication and authorization issues, which provided a roadmap for improving the SSO functionality. And when Ben discovered build issues with TinaCMS, Jack P and Matt W swarmed to resolve. So that work is ongoing. As to what hasn't gone so well, we are seeing repetitive, excessive usage from a single user. We have blocked their accounts, but they simply create new ones. So further work will be required on this. Jack P and I note that documentation still requires updating, and Jack P noted that the app router refactor is taking longer than expected.
Can you give me more information on this rogue user?
Got someone in Russia with a site. We're getting like 3 or 4 times normal background, normal traffic hitting up their project. Yep. Some of it looks like they're being, someone's covering their site, like trying to find a vulnerability in their site. They found us as a dependency, and now we're getting hit with similar things.
Right. Okay. All right. And is there any good solution to this that's in a generic fashion?
Well, there should be. Amazon's API gateway should have a WAF, similar to APIM on Azure. So I'd kind of expect that, we'd use that to block the requests and throttle as a first level defense.
Right. Okay.
But for whatever reason, things are getting through.
Okay.
Which does lead us on to the first improvement, which is to prioritize investigating why the WAF is not kicking in. And otherwise, we'll continue chipping away at documentation improvements.
Right. Okay. All right. When was the last time you did a deployment of TinaCMS?
Jack?
Let me double check, but I think it was like a few weeks ago.
Shouldn't you generally be deploying each sprint if you've completed some functionality?
I mean, ideally, yes, but currently we've got a pipeline issue that's blocking us from deploying. So
yeah. All right.
Yeah, we'll just need to fix that first.
Moving on to the forecast for Sprint 11. So the sprint goal for Sprint 11 is to fix the build pipeline for TinaCMS.
Okay.
This will be a 1-week sprint with the review conducted on the 2nd. Attendees is listed. The work is largely to continue that which wasn't completed in the last sprint. So we have the investigating the fix for the pipeline, ensuring that users with SSO accounts actually use the SSO account, completing the work on adding tests to the form, which is being blocked by the build issue, investigate the web application firewall. Kelly will be working on a proof of concept for bulk loading media content for infinite scroll and searching. Continue the investigation into why admin privileges are required for the repo. Jeff is continuing to look at the inline nested rich text not rendering correctly. The next.js app router issue will be continued, and then we have our support PBI. Adam, do you have any further questions?
No, all good.
All right. Gentlemen, the summary will be uploaded to this channel, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.